Hello, everyone. Welcome back to FPL Jedi Show. This is the fixture release day for season 24-25. My name is Hafiz, and I would like to welcome Azmin to the stream. How's your summer so far, man?
Summer is good. I ended up being one of those who decided that he couldn't live without no fantasy football. So I ended up dabbling in the Euros and having a go.
All right, Gustav. Yep, we know that Euro has already started, still in the group stage. Coming up soon, the Copa America, so it's going to be a busy summer.
Mm.
But today, this is somewhere we are sandwiched on the Premier League announcing their
Fixtures.
fixture for season 24-25. So we are here today just going to take a quick look on what's the fixture will look like, and maybe we can just give our first reaction. So
Yep.
I think maybe we can jump straight, we
Yes, let's
already
do it.
know the opening weekend for game week 1, of which the fixture will start with Manchester United will play Fulham on Friday night. I think I can still remember last season, it will also be on Friday night deadline. Last time was, if I'm right, Burnley versus Man City. But this season, it will kick off with Manchester United versus Fulham at Old Trafford. And then on Saturday, early lunch kickoff, Liverpool will go to Portman Road, where the promoted side Ipswich Town for the first time, I think, in 22 years since they was in the Premier League, and Ipswich will host Liverpool on that match. It will be an interesting one. Other than that, what else we can see from match week 1? I think we also want to touch about Arsenal. They will play at home against Wolves at the opening match. I think the standout fixture, is Chelsea versus Man City. If I may recall, last season also Chelsea facing Liverpool on the first game of the week, a tough match, and now even tougher that Man City are going to look at possibility to defend their title for the 5th time in a row, if we may see for this season. And then what else in store? We have Everton versus Brighton. We also have Newcastle going to entertain the newly promoted side Southampton. Another promoted side, which is the winner of Championship last season, Leicester will play on Monday night against Spurs. So it's going to be an interesting one. On paper, also on Sunday, we have Brentford versus Crystal Palace. There will be a London derby, and then West Ham will host the top 4 side Champions League qualifier Aston Villa. So what you can make up on this match week 1, What's interests you?
I think even the opening match itself, you got Manchester United, Fulham. Obviously, with Eric Ten Hag pretty much helping the FA Cup win, you cannot deny that it has helped to secure his position to continue being the manager of Manchester United, because it's a bit hard to kick someone out when they just won the cup for you. So credit to them. Although some Manchester City may be at fault as well for switching off after having won the Premier League. But that first match is going to be an interesting one, because it is against Marco Silva, and we all know that Marco Silva can really help make a team quality. So hoping that'll be a good, explosive, good match to watch. For those of course, here in Malaysia, that's a 3 o'clock in the morning match. So I don't know, but for the rest of the world, I think it's an exciting match. To kick off the week. Of course, the transfer window is still on, and and we'll have to see what teams end up. Yeah. But other than that, of course, Liverpool coming out against promoted side Ipswich. To be fair, it is at home, and Ipswich don't mind they're just gonna be happy they're back and they get to entertain a top team. And of course, that first game they're gonna go all out. Whether or not it will come true remains to be seen, because we do remember that Liverpool, they kind of sputtered towards the end of the season, and what will make the match interesting is, again, it's also under new management. So let's see how that
Yep.
goes. Right.
Yep.
And of course, just a quick one for Arsenal, because at the end of the day, despite Arsenal still ended up without any trophy to their name last season. So I think they're not gonna. I'm not sure. Although they definitely improvement in the how they play is definitely there, but I'm not sure how much the patience is going to stand if they need to win something. So they need to start off on a good note, and
Yep.
let's see how it goes. And then just a quick shout out to the other promoted sides: Southampton against Newcastle away. Southampton, as we all know, have had their time in the Premier League every now and then, and there's that one time they did well. So now they're back, but Newcastle could be too much for them. Yeah, Newcastle are looking to push up to another level. And as for Leicester, it'll be a homecoming. Well, not homecoming, a return to Leicester for James Maddison. And we do know that Maddison has not exactly set the world on fire with Spurs. He did reasonably well at the start, but then whether it's due to injury and also lack of form. So it'll be interesting to see with that match to wrap the whole week off as well.
All right, man. We can see, maybe it's too early to say, but from this match week one, we can see some potential captaincy. I can still remember when talk about Liverpool playing with the promoter side. We will be synonym with Mo Salah as the potential captain. I can still remember he scored high scoring game against Norwich. Okay, Ipswich could be another opposition like from the promoter side. Haaland away to Chelsea might not be entice a lot of managers to put the armband, but I can see Liverpool, maybe Arsenal at home against Wolves. And you did mention about Newcastle at home against the promoted side Southampton. So there's some potential there in terms of captaincy. I think this is where most likely people are going for Salah and then maybe Arsenal, and then to extend Newcastle player. What do you think, man?
Yep, definitely. I'm just thinking of Liverpool because all the talk about Mo Salah, but the reality is that he suffered a bit last season, and I don't know whether it's because he's getting a bit slower. The sharpness is not there, but at the same time, because of the rumors, that started of him going to the Saudi league, so that may have had an impact as well. Yeah, so I'm not one to speculate, but I do think Liverpool, especially under the new manager, should start looking at life without Salah,
Okay.
and making sure they have that team, because if I'm not wrong, he only has 1 year left on his current contract. So we need to be ready. He is getting on a bit. He's 32 years old at the moment. Yeah, I mean, and let's face it, not everyone can be like Cristiano Ronaldo. so realistically, so yeah, we'll have to see.
Also interesting point. You did touch on a lot of teams are going to have under new management. Liverpool under the new manager onslaught. Chelsea also has sacked Pochettino and decided to go on a different road with Enzo Maresco coming in. And that interesting match, Chelsea versus Man City, is where that both Pep Guardiola are going to face his assistant again, and we can see also at West Ham under new management, Julian Klopp to return to Premier League. So there's plenty of things that is uncertain, and but the pedigree is still there in terms of the big clubs.
Yeah.
All right, let's go on the fixture for so-called the traditional big six, the likes of Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, United, Chelsea, and Spurs. We just take a look for the first 6 game week, so called. For Man City, okay, they played Chelsea away, all right, but then it switched West Ham, Brentford, quite nice. But then the Arsenal game are coming early in the season. They face on game week 5 and then away to Newcastle. So Man City would definitely be on everybody mind, but tripling up Man City with this fixture, I'm not too sure, but there's some tough fixture there. Okay, at least on paper. Arsenal, on the other hand, also has, okay, they open up at home against Wolves, but then away to Villa, home to Brighton, and so much, then away to Spurs, Man City back to back away, and then Leicester. Quite tough also on paper, and I guess Arsenal perform, but we expect their players to increase their price. So we shall see which Arsenal, maybe one, maybe two. I'm not sure about triple up in Arsenal team for the first 6 game. Unlike for Liverpool, yeah, Liverpool has some kind fixture. We talked about that before we stream in. Is which Brentford, Manchester United, Forest, Bournemouth, and Wolves. So kind fixture at first, and this could be very interesting for Ancelotti to start his campaign for Liverpool. For Manchester United, okay, they face Liverpool. They have Spurs, but Fulham, Brighton, have Southampton and Crystal Palace. Interesting. Manchester could a player there that you want to pick, right? For Chelsea, aside from Man City opener, then after that, their kind fixture: Wolves, Crystal Palace, Bournemouth, West Ham, and Brighton. Although they will play some away matches there. And for Spurs, it's going to be tough after Leicester opening, and then Everton. They have Newcastle, Arsenal, and Manchester United for the first 6 game. So, what do you think, mean in terms of the big 6 fixture for uh, these 6 teams?
Well, as a Liverpool fan, I can't complain with the Liverpool fixtures. I think arguably we have the kindest fixtures out of the lot. I could argue with only Manchester United the potential problem. Yeah, because Brentford home, Forest home, Bournemouth home, Ipswich promoted side away, and Wolves away. So all of these are winnable matches, and I think if I'm looking at it correctly, only City and Liverpool have a match against a promoted side in the first 6 weeks. Everyone else plays some pretty solid teams as well, and you got Brentford. Yeah, Brentford, they suffered quite a bit. So it's a case of whether or not Thomas Frank can re-galvanize the team. I think also, we have a lot of transfer talk or concerns about the team waking up a bit. So I don't know how it impacts that, because if you look at this match, Brentford appears they play Manchester City, Liverpool, and Spurs, in this sequence. So quite a tough thing for them, but it might be good for these top 6 sides. Arsenal, Arsenal. That's the problem. There is that it does look quite a rough patch of matches to kick off the season. Wolves at home, of course, it's fine then, but Villa away, Unai Emery is, again, he is probably looking to move up another gear, after doing quite decently in last season. So then you have Brighton, and Brighton can be strong as well.
Under
Then
new
after that,
management, we're just still not sure what's they're going to line up, right?
so that's another thing. Then you have Spurs away, City away. So the top sides, arguably for us that Arsenal face, are all away. So Arsenal will be away at Villa, Spurs, and City. So that's a real test of character for Arsenal.
Yeah, I can see myself. If, let's say the price is still not out, maybe a couple of Liverpool players with their fixture, one Man City asset, most likely will be Haaland. Other than that, maybe there's potential like Manchester United, maybe Chelsea after that Man City game, maybe Palmer, but we still not sure what's the price going to be. But Spurs has going to be tough. I'm not sure how, yeah, likely one player from Spurs, Son, is the one that people are thinking. But those fixture, maybe the first two, but after that, it's going to be tough, right? Arsenal.
Yep.
Um,
And then yeah, because also you have Chelsea. Because when you look at the run of fixtures, it's not bad. It's just that first match is like a clinger, and
yeah.
it's like a harsh opening for your new manager. So so now it just remains to be seen how what happens during the Euros and whether it impacts any of the players.
Mm, mm.
Someone's bound to get injured, so we'll have to see how that impacts on these teams later on as we get towards the elimination stages of the Euros later.
All right, this for the big six. Now we go to the whole team in terms of fixture ticker main. Take this from
Yep.
the Fantasy Football Scout members area. The first 6 game week, who's on the top of the ticker? Surprise is Fulham. So they play Manchester on the opening game. Then after that, they face the likes of Leicester and Ipswich, the promoter side. The game week 2 and game week 3. Then after that, West Ham, Newcastle, and Forest. After that is Liverpool. We did mention about their fixture just now. Southampton, to an extent, they also have case kind fixture in terms of Newcastle. They face Forest after that, Brentford, Manchester United, but then Ipswich and Bournemouth. So if you can find any gem there, I was thinking like maybe I'm not sure 4.5 million Southampton keeper, or maybe I don't know, one of the midfielder, cheap midfielder that you can slot in and as an enabler, Southampton, or maybe Fulham. We can still remember a couple of seasons back, Pereira at 4.5. Last season, is it 5.5? I'm right. Who knows this
That's
season?
right.
Price, how much will be? Or maybe the like of your player last time, Muniz, right? Maybe
Yep.
he could actually play in this fixture, Leicester and Ipswich. Then on the fourth ticker is Crystal Palace. Who knows if they see Eze, let's only say Gal still around there. Crystal Palace under Glasner last season, they already showed. Mateta could be a good fixture. Brentford, West Ham, Chelsea not so bad. Leicester, Manchester United both at home and then away to Everton. Okay, Villa also not bad. If you think about the likes of Watkins, West Ham, Arsenal, then after that Leicester, Everton, Wolves, and Ipswich were already touched by Manchester United. At the bottom of the ticker, we just touch a bit. Wolves, they have some tough feature. Arsenal, Chelsea, Newcastle, Villa, and Liverpool in the first 6. So you might don't want to go there. Brentford, same. They have Liverpool, Man City, and Spurs in 6. We should exclude Man City in terms of ticker, despite they have Chelsea, Arsenal, Newcastle. They can perform with any opponent, and but Arsenal and Spurs also somewhere down there. We touched it already in terms of their fixture. It's a mixed bag. So, Min, what do you think, Min, in terms of fixture?
Come on, Chelsea. Give City an upset at the start. Yeah, pick it out for them. Come on, Chelsea. I got your back. But yeah, yeah, just now we mentioned Fulham, and how Marco Silva can definitely I can definitely see more improvement as Muniz steps up further. Jimenez gets slowly phased out remains as a backup striker. But yeah, Fulham can make the most of this. Of course they have to get past that Old Trafford one first, but it's definitely so we don't know. Manchester United, who ended the season very nicely on a great mood thanks to the win of the FA Cup. But after that, Leicester, Ipswich. So they're one of the few teams who have 2 promoted sides to play in the first 6 matches. I think very few teams have that. So yeah, I mean, definitely we should look at, and the other Newcastle, which is going to be a tough one, but at least Fulham are playing at home for that one. And of course, the very chaotic Nottingham Forest are there as well. So we saw Liverpool And Southampton, yeah, to be fair, I'm not sure Southampton yet. I haven't really done much research about their players, whether there's any potential to be had there. But when you look at the home matches, Forest, Manchester United, and Ipswich, you could argue that you could get some good stuff, at least Forest and Ipswich there, to get some points off the table. One Palace is the team I think I mentioned earlier, or before we started, that we really can see if they really make the step up towards the end of the season. We really saw how they've gelled as a team, and as long as the Olise and Eze can keep fit, then I think Crystal Palace is a worthy investment, and you're definitely looking at least one attacking player. And as for me, I've always had a thing for Henderson, the keeper.
Okay.
So assuming that he's kept his first, he is now first choice keeper, then I think he can be a good source of points as well.
Yep. Just want to point out, Rakampia, thank you for joining the stream. I did mention about, we did touch about Isaac as potential captaincy in game week 1. Think it could be a good shout. Maybe Gordon, then Newcastle, who are not going to play any European competition, right, man? Because Manchester did win the FA Cup. They qualified for Europa League. Chelsea knocked down to play the Europa Conference League, and Newcastle are not going to play any European competition and the new season. So it could be a decent one, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, we have to of course it's still quite early. In fact, with all the tournaments, the Euro tournament already going on, and the Copa America about to kick off as well, it could really cause a lot of impacts, and if any serious injuries will result in some frenetic transfer window activity. So still early days. Newcastle is I mean, I like what I see, and I appreciate that the management has seen fit to keep Eddie Howe on as manager for now. Yeah, because it was always a thing that once they do better, then we'll kick him out and bring in some foreign talent. But so it's good to see that they're not as trigger happy as another team I don't want to mention. Yeah, so I want to see what Newcastle can do. I want to see what Eddie Howe can do.
Game week 1 time to move away from Haaland. Maybe they play away to Chelsea. Yeah, that could be. We already discussed about that. But Szoboszlai will be the gem for this new season. Min, what do you think, Min? I think I'm looking out whether Arne Slot could actually play him in some important role for.
It's interesting point. As whether or not he can push on. Yeah, I think he had a decent first season, although towards the end he caused his role dropped a bit due to his form. But moving forward, he's one to rely on. He hasn't had the best Euro tournament so far. I think Hungary was expected to win their first match, but they ended up losing 1-2. But Szoboszlai was taking most of the set pieces and dead balls, so he's definitely one to watch. But I expect big things for Szoboszlai for Liverpool, but it is a case of figuring out the problem is figuring out the manager, what his plan is. And one example would be Trent Alexander-Arnold. What's he gonna do with him? Is he gonna plug him as a permanent midfield player? Is he pushing back to right? Because it will impact on the roles of Szoboszlai, and we don't know, Endo also continues as well. So yeah, it's a risk. It's a risk.
Okay, we shall see on the preseason for sure. And go for the Newcastle except for the first 6. We can see the first 5. Very interesting. Southampton, Bournemouth, Spurs, Wolves, and Fulham. Then after that, Man City. So you can just get that Newcastle do not need to worry any European competition. Yep, that could be a strategy, but we shall see.
Agree. I think the thing with Isaac is that I know Wilson continues to challenge him for that striker spot, but I do feel that Isaac deserves to be the first choice, and Wilson as a good backup as well. Yeah, Isaac's Great.
Another interesting one. I said will not play in this year Euro competition because Sweden did not qualify.
Yeah,
So there's more rest time for him, right? All
it's
right,
fresh.
man. Okay, just some key dates for this new season. The transfer window already open. Okay,
Yep.
same with the Euro competition, Euro 2024 on the 14th June. Yeah, until the Friday 30th August. Premier League fixture released today, Tuesday. Starts exactly on the 17th August, but we already saw that Manchester United will have their fixture on Friday night. Okay, and then ends on 25th May. FA Community Shield will be on 10 August, Saturday. Interesting. This season there will be no mid-season break. It's not like last season that they have 1 week certain teams play and the other week there's no mid-season break. They want to finish up and there's some changes in terms of this for this season.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mind not having a mid season break. I don't need a break. So, I mean, but at the end of the day, it if it or not there's a break, it does. And how the managers manage it is, it is down to the managers. We know that. Like Arteta has learned from his mistakes from the previous seasons of driving the same players to the ground, and he has done a bit more, making a bit more use of his squad, that kind of thing. So we need all the managers to not overuse their players taxing, and make sure that everyone has a chance to have a bit of a rest.
Right, man. I think that's conclude. We agree that before we stream, we try to keep it short, 30 minutes on the dot. So at least this is our first reaction. I think the most important question also when the FPL will live. I think it will be live somewhere in July, I suppose, 1 month before the kickoff. So could be somewhere in the middle of July, right, man?
Yeah. And of course, as the next time we stream, we'll probably see some transfers happen. And I mean, take one example. There's Douglas Luiz is purportedly looking to move to Juventus. Yeah, and that's a big loss for Villa. And if that does happen, because they'll have to rejig their midfield, as we know, Douglas Luiz has been a core player for Unai Emery. So that's just one example. There's plenty, but and and just one last thing to talk about, which is that Chelsea City, about moving away from captaining Haaland. So my only response to that is why, has Chelsea shown themselves to be any good yet? We don't, City can just continue. Yeah, Chelsea. We don't know what's going on with Chelsea. Thiago Silva's left the team. Reece James continues to injure himself in one way or another. So it's
Agree.
So I don't think we should rule out Haaland as captain just yet.
We shall see. All right, man. Until we see again, enjoy the Euro, enjoy the Copa America, and hope to see you again. Take care. Bye bye.
Okay. Bye bye.